Alrighty, we've got a new Minecraft snapshot. Make sure to like the video, otherwise my pet wolf here, his name is Dyed Armor, he will be very sad. You wouldn't want to do that to him, would you? Anyway, as you never would have guessed ever, now with the new snapshot, you can dye wolf armor. So if we take it here, it works just like leather armor. We could say, dye it yellow. And then we could take it and we could equip it on dyed armor. And then, wow, he looks so cool. Although maybe you're like, looks a little bit on the McDonald's theme side with the red collar and the yellow armor. So you're thinking, well, let's just match the collar and dye it further. But you can't do that because if you right click on the wolf with dye, then it'll just try to dye the collar. So we could now dye the collar yellow if we want it to match. Or alternatively, we could just take the dye and just because it works like leather armor, we could dye it further and now it'll turn to orange. And then if we take off, this only worked because we were in creative mode. It wouldn't have duplicated the armor otherwise. We can take off the yellow one and apply the orange and now slightly less McDonald's-y themed. But again, maybe you're going for that and that would be totally cool too. And of course, just like with leather armor, you can wash it in order to bring it back to its original state. And then you can start over from there. Right, so dyed armor here, he's told me he's really itching for a fight. Or maybe he's just really itching from the armor. But anyway, a fight is exactly what we're gonna give him. So let's bring in a couple of zombies, couple of skeletons, and start the brawl. And if you listen, you'll hear the sounds of the wolf armor taking damage. And you'll hear kind of the breaking and the crackling, and you'll see that it's like iron golems, right? In the sense that the iron golems have the different stages of damage that they take, except in this case, fortunately, it's just the armor. And now, though, we bring in more zombies are just joining the party. It is broken. Oh, God, I'm going to have to reinforce. I'm reinforcing. Don't worry, buddy. I got you. I'm going to save you. I won't let them take you down. I won't let them take you down. I may have accidentally broken a fence. Whew. You're good. But as you'll notice, now the wolf armor actually does have durability. But not in the same way that regular armor does. You actually see the visual stages of breakage of the armor, and so you have to be mindful to have the scutes on hand and repair it. So why don't we just, give him a new one here, and then we'll reinitiate the fight, and this time we'll we'll give you a little bit of health just in case you're feeling a little bit bad after that one. And this time we've got you. We're not going to let him take your armor off this time around, okay? So here we go, initiate the fight. And as soon as we see some breakage here, now we can reinforce, which also causes him to sit. But we gotta, be strategic about the reinforcement so that he doesn't stop fighting also at the same time. We're trying to, the armor's back up to full now. Okay, you're back in action, took him down, good to go. And now the skeletons, they can't actually charge up their bow, as it turns out. So he's like just making quick work out of him here. A little bit of reinforcement, take him down, and we're good. It is an extra thing to consider if you have a wolf pack roaming around with you, complementing your fighting. So keep that in mind. Maybe keep getting the scutes. But hey, he's all good. Survived the whole melee, and the armor is full. Good job, dyed armor. Another change, let's bring out a boggy boy, introduced a couple weeks ago. If you missed that video, they got a little texture change. They now have mushrooms growing out of their head. But it's not just texture, it's actually functional. You can shear them, and they drop mushrooms. It could be two of one kind, it can be one of each, like we just got here. So, kind of like a mushroom, a skelemoo, a skeleton, a skeleshroom. Speaking of texture changes, we've got a little texture change here on the item vault. They wanted to just differentiate it a little bit more from the trial spawner, which is welcome because I did on numerous occasions looking through the trial chamber trying to make the video on the item vaults. I was like, wait, is that a trial? No, that's a vault. No, is that a vault? No, that's a trial spawner. Anyway, little bit better differentiation. They have this thing along the bottom that, turns to more copper color when it opens, and it's just, gray at the bottom. But yeah, a little bit easier to see the difference between the two while still keeping the aesthetic. All right, now we can move into probably the most significant change for this snapshot. What do you mean you're confused? No, It's this. The UI, they're updating it. Like, it's slightly less dimmed in the background right now, and the blur is a little bit different. I swear it is. Maybe if, okay, let's go to a different screen, and then you'll actually be able to, you'll really pick up the difference, okay? I'm going to show the previous one now on screen because it used to have the dirt and like the darker background. You couldn't see the in-game image while you were on the keybind screen before. Yeah, sure, with some of like the previous menus and stuff, you would still have a view into the game prior to the snapshot. However, it's slightly changed with the blur, and especially going into things like keybinds, that was not visible back to the game. And they've also, in accessibility settings, added an ability to control how blurry the background is with this slider. So you can just have it be, you know, fully displaying no blur where you're at in the game, or you can go full 100% blur, and that'll make it full 100% blur. And then you can set it back to 50. That was a 50% click right on the dot. Let's go. Love to see it. And then you can bring it back in. It's more significant if we go back out to the title and we go into the world creation or world selection screen. You're like, oh, okay, yeah. Could not see the panorama still with a transparent background here over the world selection, create new world. So that's probably the most significant display of it. We'll overlay what it used to look like just as a little reminder, but you're probably noticing it now. So just a big UI overhaul. It's different. I don't know if it is distinctly better. It's just, it almost looks, I don't know, it reminds me of like one of the clients, like a Lunar client or something like that, which it may also look nothing like that. And I'm just completely misremembering what that looks like too. It's Mandela effect here for sure, because I'm like, oh, what did it look like before? Oh, yeah, the dirt. It is different. And even, okay, here's another one, right? All right, we're about to world record speedrun the dragon. Are you ready? Eat your heart out, Minecraft speedrunners. I didn't even have to get out to the surface, and he's already been taken down. All right, if we go into the portal over here, you're like, is it lagging? Is it, what's happening? Nope, it's not lagging. You seem to still be in the, oh, this is the new background for the poem. Huh, didn't make that connection. Yep, see? Changes to not only UI, because this really isn't much of a UI thing, it's just changes to background imagery in different locations and things like that. But as you'll notice, like inventory and everything, even if we go into survival, that all looks the same, so the UI does not include that, opening chests and stuff like that you saw me doing in the video, and that all looked the same as it ever was. But anyway, big UI update. All right, well, that pretty much covers it for the snapshot. There were quite a few technical changes, which you can look through if you want to check the changelog. The only other thing was they tried to make the wind charges a little bit more consistent in how they behave with both the wind charges that you throw, as well as when the breeze actually hits you with one, because the knockback strength was a little bit randomized, it seemed. So you should have a bit more consistent time with that. But anyway, that is pretty much it for this snapshot out of the fancy technical stuff, which you can look at if you want. So thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe for more. I'm bad at rocket jumping. Good Lord. And I'll see you next time.